Morning and happy Father's Day. We have gone through the solstice as well as the change from Gemini into Cancer season, or the sign of Cancer, as well as the um, solar eclipse. What else? This reading is for all of those, energies. I guess this is part 3. I'm trying to get in as many signs as I can during each session, but we're starting off with Sagittarius. Um, I have clients today, so the readings I've done in the past are going to be a little bit different. This is hopefully going to be a little bit faster. Okay, Saggies. So the Moonology reading card that came out for your reading is it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. I think someone else got this card as well. Full moon in Scorpio, or they got new moon in Scorpio. Anyway, it's time to release negativity. Can't remember who that is. And hold your vision, which is really interesting. Fixed moon. Okay. So, sort of right off the bat, I think, and again, I've said my prayers and intentions. I've done all the things I need to do in order to, kind of connect into your, into spirit and the energy. Your whoever's watching, your guides. But what I'm thinking is, you have a vision of what you want in your life, of you're very optimistic sign in many ways. Obviously that can become jaded over time, and yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So for sure, maintain your dreams. And I know what the cards are out here, so this is what I'm saying. Like you've had a dream, something that you kind of thought about or fantasized about for yourself, for your life, and it is important that you maintain that vision. But if you have had any hurts or experiences in your life that have sort of taken away from or sullied or grayed that optimistic, super expansive side of you, where now you're conflicted between what I want to go towards and what I've experienced in the past, and it keeps me kind of maybe cynical, pessimistic, negative. It's time for you to release that. We're kind of in this sort of blank slate energy right now with the eclipse. So whatever it is that you want or believe that you quote unquote should have, and it's coming not from ego but from this spirit place, like you just know, then it's time for you to release that. Okay, I know there was a lot of talking about that. Full moon in Scorpio. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message from the cosmos to stop it. Worrying yourself is pointless. It's time to release any negativity you have around the situation you're asking about. If someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time, since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel all your feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. For some, however, this card has a totally different meaning. Your sex life can improve now if you make an effort. Use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. Attune to the moon. Emote. It's all better out than in. Additional meanings for this card: it's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. You're right to have your suspicions. Grudges are toxic. Let something go. Please don't stew around in resentment. If serenity prayer. Accept what you cannot change. And you cannot change anyone, right? Have the courage to change what you can. You. And have the wisdom to know the difference. If you expect someone else to create the life that you want for you, and they're not doing that, and you're staying there, and then you're steaming and stewing in resentment, you're going in the wrong direction. The end of an argument. The full moon in Scorpio has a sting in its tail. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. If you pull this card, no matter when, your dark side and your shadow self may be showing. The full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. If you were thinking of making some magic, this is your sign to do it. Okay, so what is this about? Again, right? 9 of Wands. The warrior, the spiritual warrior even. Okay? This person has been through a journey, has fought its way through life, struggles that come up in life, his own life, her own life, or just sort of the existential things that we all fight through, okay? And before this person moves forward, it's needing to kind of look back. This card does, to echo what your moon card said, does sometimes represent paranoia. I'm too afraid because I've been through all of this, and now I know how life works, and it always sucks, and bad things always happen to me. You're gonna do what other people have done to me. Right? However, you get to choose how you tell your story. You get to choose what thoughts you allow to picture or frame your picture and view of the world. And so, yes, you have to look back over your journey, and you have to own your own role in the things that you have gone through. We all have to do this. We have to look back, and we can choose to decide how something that happened or an experience we had was a lesson and not a mistake, how we have grown from these experiences and these battle scars and these battle wounds. So, it's again, if we look at the Moonology cards, it's time for you to make a choice. Am I going to take with me the lessons learned in my journey in order to hold my vision and recognize the things that led me astray and off my path? Or am I going to be afraid that there are, lions and tigers and bears around every corner. Well, I need to choose how I believe, or what I believe about life and what I believe about myself in life. Okay, and so what we need to focus on and set our intentions on. So you got the World card and the Hierophant. Okay, so it may be a time for you to really evaluate your belief systems. Is it time for those to elevate in some way? Is it time for a reset or reevaluation of ethics, morals, philosophies around kind of those things that we say to ourselves, our shoulds, our musts, our have tos, because they're based in belief systems that have been given to us. And and are they actually fitting for who you are and what your experiences have shown you? I mean, do they line up? You know, there's sort of like a moral code that is passed on to us from our family and from our culture. And some people choose to maintain that code, if you will, throughout their lives. And that's an immature connection to the spiritual component of our lives. So if in your journey you recognize that there are some things that don't make sense to you because they're not in line with your experience, then maybe it's time for you to figure out something that is more in line with your experience and to delve in more deeply to your own spirituality, which is not the same as religion, your own connection to your higher self, with your own perception of what is right for you. It could be that there is a completion to something sanctioned by the spiritual leaders, if you will. So that might be, that might be a marriage. It might be a vow of some sort. So this is a general reading. So, figure out what that means for you. The Hierophant is also the card of Taurus, which can be very sort of stubborn and rigid in its philosophies. Taurus being opposite of Scorpio. Scorpio wants to dig in deep, right? They kind of want to look at the down and dirty. And so you may be kind of experiencing that juxtaposition in your life right now. I don't know. Okay, so 6 of Cups. What action to take? For me right now, this is about you healing and looking at your inner child. What dreams did you have as a child? Go back to your childhood. think about the messages that you were given, that you received, whether they were given or not, and spend some time. Wow, this just came to me. And this is straight out of, this is how I practice with my clients actually in as a counselor. There's you now, right, as an adult. And when we're doing healing child work, the childhood experience and the inner child is kind of in a dance with this older person who has had experiences. And there are many times that the child is the one in charge, right? The limbic system is reacting in ways that are informed by the experiences of the child when it had no power. But it's so funny, I've never seen this card in this way, and I'm like, wow, how have I never seen this card in this way? This being right here is often described as kind of like a dwarf, right? Talking to a child. But I don't think it's a dwarf. I think this is you. I think this may be maybe a stunted version of you needing to heal this inner child, to offer it healing here, right? And your inner child kind of looking back towards you and saying, I can do that. Like, I don't have to be afraid. I don't have to hide. I don't have to fear. I don't have to cower. I don't have to, right? Like, and you now as an adult can say to your inner child, no, we didn't have power then, but we do now. And I'm here to be with you when you are afraid. I'm here to say, it's okay. It's okay to feel and be and dream about anything that you want. Wow. So interesting. I've never seen this card in that way. It's like you offering compassion. It's self-compassion. You, as a powerful adult, offering compassion to that inner wounded part of you that needs healing. Possible outcome here, right? 2 kings. Wowzers. Who's this reading? Sagittarius. Sagittarius? Are you kidding me? Look at you. Here you are. I mean, it certainly could be argued that it's in any fire sign. Okay? King of Fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This king is just waiting to be called into action. Is just kind of like, try me. Put something out there. Got a problem? Not you got a problem, like, I mean, like, is there an issue that we need to deal with? I'm there. I got it. I'll handle it. I'll move into action. I'm not the knight. I'm not going to impulsively chase after every shadow, right? But you come to me and there's really a problem that needs to be solved. Hello? A kingdom that needs to be ruled, chaos that needs to be, called into order. Yes, I can do that. And not only can I do it, I'm poised and I'm ready. I was built for this. Try me. I've been through it all. I'm wise. I'm not, the knight. Don't mistake me. But don't second guess me either. Alongside, back to back, right? Best possible outcome here is King of Pentacles, right? Like the builder, the steady Eddie, the entrepreneur, the stable, I already said that, steady Eddie, right? Like very stable, very secure, pillar of the community. For me, it's kind of a balance between this, masculine energy along with the King of Pentacles. For me, has a healthy dose of connection with his feminine. Okay, so he enjoys nature and he kind of gets out of the castle, in order to experience the splendor of the entire kingdom, the trees and the vineyards and he's not locked behind the castle walls. Although in shadow and to an extreme, he can get bogged down with that. But I think in this, best possible outcome or that potential outcome placement is, you can go after, again, hold your vision, go after what you want, take action. There's nothing that you can't have. Heal that inner child that's holding you back and making you afraid to move in the direction that is right for you. So a potential block here, release. I have no idea what that means, so we're going to look it up. There's lots, this person is crying. Oh, I spent like all day doing that today. It's Father's Day. And I'm just feeling all of the cleansing, clearing. This is such an amazing time right now. Like ugly cry time, which hopefully I'm not going to break into during this reading. But so look at the gravestones here, right? And this person is crying. There's the sun kind of wants to bleed out from the clouds back here. And I don't know what it's going to say, but it does say release here. And what I'm experiencing right now is a releasing of ages of ancestors passing on messaging and wounding and trying to heal those karmic lessons and issues that we've needed to heal. And it's just like, it's time to forgive and have compassion and say, okay, we've completed this. And now we get a blank slate. Let's see what the book says about this here. See all that you are, for you possess a power that you have yet to understand. This may feel daunting, but great freedom awaits as you meet your shadow self. Profound inner wisdom is coming to you. Stand ready. You are more than you know. Stand ready. You are more than you know. I think I articulated that earlier. Let's see. This is about personal responsibility and release of blame. It is time to clear the debris and move on. You cannot move forward while you continue to hide. Wow. This indicates healing family of origin issues. Am I ready to face my past and let go? Key ideas: release, dwelling on the past, righteous anger, changing consciousness, judgment day, seeing clearly, hidden truth, great discovery. Wow. Like, I'm telling you, this energy is here. I've been experiencing it all morning. All morning. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. 10, ending and new beginning. The Wheel of Fortune is always changing, but when it turns up here, this is big ass stuff. Do you really want to bring forward into this next part of your life old wounding, limiting beliefs, shame, guilt, blame? I'll tell you what, I don't. Sorry, didn't mean to go there. Okay, Oracle card, Oracle message from the animal spirits. Bottom of the deck, time for a deep dive. Okay. Go deep. This may require therapy, counseling, spiritual guidance, meditation, journaling, anything to transform the ugly duckling into a swan. I have no idea what this card actually says in the book. That's what I'm interpreting. Okay, but we will look up the card Frog Spirit. 28 also resonates to number 10. Frog is also like a butterfly, it's a transformational animal. It moves from one thing to a complete other thing. Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. Let's see what that means, what that says. 28. Frog Spirit knows that while all the other frogs are croaking away, this is a time for you to simplify and declutter your life so you can feel content on your own lily pad. Even when life isn't creating a total cacophony, we can become drawn to the excitement of lots of noise. Then, the next thing we know, our schedules and homes are cluttered with the commitments we regret making and objects taking up valuable space. Even relationships need decluttering as they often become messy. Frog Spirit appears to tell you to clean house, prioritize what you need, and get rid of or give away the rest so you can have some space in your day and in your head. You don't need the old stuff and its stories shouting at you about the past. Along with physical clutter, friendships are sometimes kept long past their expiration date, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now is the time to let go. Whatever you need will appear when you need it, so release your grip on all that clutter that is making you feel anxious and burdened. Frog Spirit wants you to reclaim your space, unencumbered by shoulds, oughts, and could-have-beens. Let go and jump. You are free from all of that stuff. Oh my God, this was fan-freaking-tastic. Love how this reading ended up going. I just love it when all the cards come out and they're kind of jiving. Or at least my interpretations of them end up jiving. So, Sagittarius, be well. Remember, you are loved and lovable and worthy. Hold your vision, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hi, Capricorn. Okay, so I already pulled your cards. If you've watched any of the other videos during this series, you will know that I'm pulling the cards ahead of time and kind of going with the flow. I may pull clarifiers on your cards, I may not. But let's just see kind of what's going on. Really interesting. Okay. So 2 Moonology cards came out for you. Interesting, Caps. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn, right? We recently left the Cancer Capricorn nodal axis where we all have been collectively working through a lot of the tough stuff, you know, directed by your ruler Saturn, the tough love daddy. And then the second card that came out are adjustments are required. 3rd quarter moon. So not everything yet has been illuminated. It seems that you have been working hard on something, or something has been very difficult for you. Could be anything. Could be something that you've chosen to do, like you're building something, you know, Capricorn being the master builder. It could be a struggle that you're working through in order to heal yourself. But you don't, at this point, either you're, something in this situation is not quite fully illuminated, you don't have all the information, or you are not quite at a point where you can fully, where you have fully mastered whatever it is that Saturn and Big Daddy Capricorn is asking you to learn. And so you may need to make a few adjustments. It looks like it's based in spirituality, kind of going within how you make sense of things, world, because at the bottom of the deck, we have the full moon in Pisces. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Okay? Oh, and underneath this, the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So it looks like, again, something is, the end of a tough cycle is approaching. You're not quite there, not fully illuminated, but the truth or the enlightenment that you are seeking is coming. And it may be up to you to figure out how you enlighten yourself. Sometimes we enlighten ourselves by saying, there are things that I'll never understand, and that is enough for me to know to move to the next phase of my life. Some answers I'll never get, and I have to understand that that is a part of surrender, and a part of, yeah, and you got that card later, and a part of peace, serenity, right? The serenity prayer. Peace that comes, what's that? I just said this the other day. Peace that surpasses all understanding. That can come in an individual micro level in your relationships, right? I work with a lot of people that are in narcissistically abusive relationships, and so their kind of intuition and their sense of self and trust and believing in what's real, what's not, gets completely obliterated, and they just can't seem to get out of these relationships. I mean, I've lived that, right? And, you know, kind of second guessing yourself all the time. There comes a point where in part of their own healing or learning to detach away from this cycle is to say, I don't need to know the why anymore. I just need to know the what and the how, and like, I'm out. And then we work on that. I'm strengthening up that ability. And that works also on the macro level, on the collective level. There are mysteries of life that we will never understand no matter how much we try, no matter how many cards we read, we will not know. There are always going to be things that we know we don't know. And there's a certain level of peace and acceptance that comes with that. Okay, so I asked, what is this about? What's the main situation here? You're worried. You're worrying. You're staying up at night, right? Like, the decor in your bedroom are swords, mental strife. What's that all over you? Or okay, good. The blanket of the cosmos. Yeah. Whatever is going on is keeping you up at night. You're worried. What are you worried about? What's the concern? Like, are you making the right decision? I see a decision card over here. Choice card. You have lots of swords in your reading. So what is this about? What is this about? What's keeping you up at night? You know, you don't have all the information I think that you would like to have in order to make a decision, I suppose, right? Yeah, okay. So something has come to an end. Okay. It could be both. Something has come, you know, some sort of like what you have built has come to a sudden end, seeming sudden end, right? Or maybe even all of your beliefs around the Ten of Pentacles, you know, what it means to be in abundance or wealth has come to an end. Or something suddenly has shifted to where you have to make a choice, and you'll see why I say that in a minute, to what it is that you want for yourself. You've got the Ten of Pentacles coming out here. You also have at the bottom of the deck, after this entire reading, the Ten of Pentacles here. If you watch me at all, if you've seen me before, you know I say oftentimes this is the Cats in the Cradle. If you ever look up that song, Cats in the Cradle, I think it's Cat Stevens. You know, legacies, legends, stories, ways of life, what's important gets passed down to us, you know, one after the other. And at the end of our life, we're looking back and kind of assessing, like, what I thought was valuable, was that really valuable? Like, what was that lesson and at the same time, you know, we all want to build a prosperous life that is able to provide for our families and our legacies, or create a legacy, or yeah, okay. So it's like something suddenly has shifted or changed for you, but there's something that's still, it seems like it's still not quite enlightened for you. And so, you know, what to set your intentions towards or to focus on right now. The heartbreak, the disappointment. Why would you want to focus on the heartbreak and the disappointment? Why? Because that's how you heal, and that's how you learn to, you gain wisdom. You don't just jump from one drama to the next. You don't hit the easy button, as I like to say, and figure out, oh, how can I how can I make this hurt and this pain go away? You take time to figure out, how did I get here? What happened? What was really going on? What was my role? Right? Why did I... Wheel of Fortune. Man, I am puffy as I'm crying all morning. Anyway, the wheel is turning for all of us. We are healing legacies and legends of legacies. Legions and legends and legacies. We're healing them. Right? Our past life, the things that we've done that have hurt others, the things that we have reincarnated and we have brought around again and again through our family lineage. There's another L. Through our lineage, to heal, to work it out. I have to focus on this heartbreak and disappointment. And for me, this third sword cutting through the center of the heart is a truth. It's a truth that either I did not know about or I wasn't willing to know about. And when that truth finally pierced through my heart, I had to deal with the pain. And why would I want to focus on the pain right now? Because I want to heal the legacy. I want this wheel to turn and not have to deal with it again. Whatever this particular thing is, right? Okay. It's so like, what is the action step? Again, shine a light on it. Shine a light on what lays and lies in the shadows and in the dark. Illuminate it. Bring it up. This is card of Cancer. Also Scorpio for me, because we see that little scorpion crabby looking thing coming up from the depths. That is, psychology. That is taboo. That is sex, drugs, rock and roll. That is, what motivates me to do the things I do in the depths and the darkness of night. What keeps me stuck? I need to illuminate that and deal with it and bring it to light and accept that there is no shame in it because we all have it. Or we wouldn't be here as a human being trying to learn our lessons to elevate the collective consciousness of the spiritual part of being a human being. The second card, or the card that came out along with it, was the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is an offer of love. It also, for me, looks like Pisces, Mercury in Pisces, which is not always clear. There might be some offer or a message either that you are putting out there or that someone is saying to you that just isn't clear. And is that okay with you? Is that good enough for you? Does that, it's kind of shallow. It's like, love you, babe. Like, what does that mean? What do you mean by that? Does that mean you're going to be here till the end of time? I mean, do we need to play, Meatloaf and remember what this song sounds like? Or the story trajectory? Like, what do you mean by that? I'm not feeling real comfortable. It could be that you do need to spill your guts and tell someone how you're feeling and what you've kind of taken away from exploring your innermost self. Yeah, yeah, okay. If you do that, let's get a clarifier. Why is this Knight of Cups here? Why is this Knight of Cups here? You know, I just feel like he's the knight that's kind of like, he's an initial offer of love. He's kind of superficial. I mean, he's definitely not the King of Cups, right? The water that is there, it looks, it's a little river. It even just looks like a little creek to me. It's kind of shallow. No, you have a new beginning. So you could make a tentative offer to create a new beginning that brings you healing. Maybe it's a relationship that needs some healing after doing some deep work and exploring like what's been going on. Like, well, I don't have all the answers I need, but I certainly need to explore my own stuff, my own inner issues and wounding, right? So there's that. Potential outcome is speaking your truth, right? Like, this is my truth and I'm not going to hold back. There's nothing about me that is not worthy of being loved or of my wants, needs, truth, authentic self being expressed. I've gone through a lot, and I hold my sword high, and I kind of not, my truth is not up for debate. I'm not going to cut your head off with it, but you will hear my truth. That came out along with the Two of Swords. Okay. So a possible outcome is that you are going to be the one that's going to have to speak up and make a decision that, or choice that perhaps you have been worried about or concerned about because you don't have all the details. You don't have everything that you need to make a full decision that would make you feel super secure that you're making the right decision. But sometimes, again, we won't get that. It's not, you don't have to. Present your case, present your love, and then based on, whatever comes back to you, you can make your decision based on that. But I think this is for you and your, we'll read more. Hold on before I keep going. What's a potential block? So you got mysticism and impartiality, okay, coming together. Mysticism and impartiality. So, and then again, remember, you got balance, spirituality, and practicality, which I think is being echoed here. There's the potential block here with, all right. It is wise to be the observer Do not respond until you are certain. The unknown is not easy, but it is no longer necessary to fear. Personal inquiry. Am I ignoring my intuition? What I suspect is probably true. I must breathe. You know, it's Father's Day, and I really called my dad in hardcore today. So I'm kind of getting blown away that how these readings are turning out today. This is a time of trusting in the unknown. You already sense the answer, even if it is not apparent. Do not ask others what they see, for you alone can see into the heart of the matter. Trust your intuitive powers to guide you. Okay. So you want to trust your intuitive powers, however, remain open and curious, impartial, right? Impartiality. Listen. You don't obliterate people with your truth. You express it as your truth. And people are free to respond to that, right? And sometimes it's important that you recognize, or not sometimes, I mean, it's important that we all recognize that when we are expecting others to make life easy for us, we're disempowering ourselves. When we expect others to make choices and we demand them to make choices that make life easy for us, we're disempowering ourselves. Especially, that's an especially great way to get into a toxic relationship. I'm just saying. All right, what was it? Impartiality. Take an impartial look at your situation. The action here is to listen and observe. Again, if I step back from my present situation, what do I see? Can I be neutral? Neutral position, allowing things to unfold. Standing in another's shoes, uplifted communication. Okay. This is not a time to personally shine, but to allow others to come forth with their gifts. You may find yourself in the role of neutral advisor. Hold the space for others to find their own answers. Advice may not be well received. Be unbiased now. So whatever you're in, you're not forcing anything. You're just going within, dealing with the pain, the disappointment, the grief, the heartache, the lessons, the legacies. This is more about you healing your own legacies and ancestral pain than anything else. It appears to be one thing, but I'm telling you right now, this is something much bigger. Okay, and then the animal spirit oracles, moth spirit is surrender now and be generous of spirit. These are the exact same messages as what I've already read, so I'm not going to reread them. Okay. Capricorn, be well. Take care of yourself. Get in tune with yourself. Speak from your heart. Offer compassion, understanding, listen, and speak your truth. See you soon. Bye-bye. Is this going? Yes. Okay. Hi, Aquarius. Okay, so I pulled your cards. Wow. All right. Pretty self-explanatory. We should be able to move through this fairly quickly. All right. The two cards that came out. The end. What? I just got this for Capricorn as well. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the map daddy of tough love. Okay. This is fullness, ripeness. It's coming to a conclusion, the end of a tough cycle. Emotions are running high. That's a full moon that gets as close to the earth, right, as it can be. And we all know what a full moon does to us human beings on earth. Makes us a little not a little, a lot of out of sorts, and our emotions run high. So you can even imagine the closer the moon gets. So this is the energy that's around you. You got a full moon with the Mac Daddy of tough lessons, tough love, and the super moon together. This is telling me right off the bat that you have been here before. Because I always hear this lesson will be repeated until it is learned. When we're looking at Saturn. So what does this have to do with? Oh, let's see. If you want to know what the end of a tough cycle approaches, what it says in the book about that, you can look at the Capricorn reading right before yours. Go back, but I will, to give you additional information, emotions are running high. Let's look at supermoon, okay? I'm fairly sure, I'm just fairly certain that you got these two cards, you know exactly what I am talking about. And because it was so succinct coming out across the board, here, I just don't think this is kind of like, you're going to be like, I wonder how that applies to me. If this card is for you, it's for you. If it is, if it isn't, it isn't. Emotions are running high. This card suggests that the answer to whatever you're asking is writ large like the silvery full moon set against the velvety night sky. If you're wondering how successful something is going to be, such as a job or a relationship, the answer is very. To use common parlance, the answer to your question may well be that it's under your nose. This card is about being larger than life, being special, and bursting with energy that you can tune into and work with. You can expect plenty of good things and a positive outcome when this card comes up, but you may find there's a lot of emotion to deal with too. There's also a sense that the opportunities around whatever you're asking about don't come along every day, so take action. Success is close. I just must trust. A resolution to your question is closer than you may think. Don't ignore the obvious. Something exciting lies ahead. Make sure you don't blow events out of proportion, and you've got cards coming up that show that you might. Speak to the goddess. Ask her for assistance. The supermoon is a new or full moon that takes place when the moon is at its closest point to the earth during its monthly orbit or event known as perigee. It is a full moon. The moon appears around 14% bigger at this time. The moon is known as the queen of emotions, and if you draw the supermoon card, regardless of when you do this, you can expect your feelings to be more highly charged. Of course, we're having this giant eclipse, right? Solar eclipse in a new moon on the solstice or right after the solstice, moving into Cancer, ruled by the moon. I don't know how it gets any more moonier than that, right? The bottom of the deck moon card is you are good enough. Another full moon in Virgo, creator. So I'm going to read this card, all the cards, and interpret my perspective, hold the cards up. You decide and take what works for you. Leave what doesn't. Here's what I see. I see a couple. Okay. I see that in many ways we have a balancing out of the masculine and the feminine. It is, people talk about twin flames. I don't know if I buy into all of that. I like twin flame. I do believe that we all have soulmates, and they come in all kinds of different shapes and forms and places in our lives. I do believe in a feminine and a masculine energy that is within each individual person, and when that balance of masculine and feminine is balanced out by another person's masculine and feminine energy, that can create real magic, right? What I'm seeing right here is the masculine who is very strong and comfortable in balance with his feminine energy. He is a nurturing king. He is comfortable with the expression of his emotions, and he doesn't get swept away by them. He's not overly romanticized. He's solid. He's straight up, right? I've got this love in my cup for you, and I'm here. And we will go through whatever we need to go through together. Talk to me. I'm here. I'll listen. I'll hold space for you. Along with, I mean, they came out just like this, right? This is for Aquarius. Okay. So King of Cups can be, doesn't have to be, can be all of your water signs, right? So Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Right next to him comes out the Queen of Wands. Your fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Female, check out her position of her legs. The color that she wears: yellow, gold. Assertion, will, strength, confidence. You know, she is the feminine with a very integrated masculine energy about her. Now, when she's out of balance, she's a bit of a diva, right? She's the Instagrammer. She's a lot. We'll just call her extra. Okay. But when she is in balance, she also is able to not only hold space for her partner, but she can assert herself and is not dependent on her partner. She sits next to him. She's side by side. She doesn't walk in front of. She doesn't walk behind. She doesn't say, "What have you done for me lately?" She doesn't, sort of exchange favors. It's, look, I'm doing me. I'm doing my thing, and I'm here to support you while you do your thing. We are together in this, and just whatever you got, like, I'm here. So they're both looking towards these other two cards that came out exactly along with them, which is the Ace of Cups. So complete unconditional love, union, forgiveness, harmony, sanctioned by spirit. I feel like this is definitely a soulmate situation. There may be healing here. However, what I don't like, and what was so weird for me, was that I don't have any cards in this deck that are in reverse. I make sure for every reading that all of the cards are upright so that I know when I get a reversal, it is intended by spirit, and I call in all enlightened beings that are important to me specifically, and they're pretty much, like, there's a lot, to help me. So if a card comes out and it's in the reverse, it's in the reverse for a really good reason. And it was shocking, to be honest, because you had two reversals of sword energy. So what does this say? The two of you have an opportunity for healing. maybe you have tried this to heal and forgive and love each other with unconditional love over and over and over and over again. But for some reason, there is a almost tactless urgency, wildness about it. Like we have to, hurry up and fix this, or or potentially we hurry up and rush in to heal this and make it all better, to push the easy button without really taking time to work through the issues that we have together, or to acknowledge that they're even there, because we just want this other beautiful part of the relationship. It's kind of like whatever is being communicated, it's too forceful, it's too quick, it's too immature. It's just immature. And so I had to ask for a clarifier, and I got the Strength card. So, and in this deck, the Strength card comes out as a number 11, which again is one of my cards for this lesson, will be repeated until it is learned. This is a karmic soulmate relationship. You have been together before. You're working something out, some kind of a lesson that the two of you are teaching each other that you must deal with on your own individual basis, and you're 100% completely capable of doing that. Stay out of each other's lanes. Do what you need to do to heal yourself and heal the relationship, and don't rush it. Maintain strength, courage. This is like the kind of strength that it's not like see how strong I am, like I'm holding my boundary. This is like Maya Angelou strength, or Angelou. I don't know how you say it. Maya. I have listened to yourself, and in that quietude, you might hear the voice of God. Maya Angelou. I don't know how you say it, but I love her, and maybe I need to figure out how to pronounce her last name, but listen to yourself, and in that quietude, you might hear the voice of God. It's that person that they walk in the room and you just sense their quiet sense of self and strength and embodiment of self-acceptance and love that then expresses itself all out in all directions. It's kind of like you have that capability, but it's too immature right now. Something about it is immature, or is being forced. Maybe it's fake. I don't know. What to focus on now? Self-fulfillment. Again, I'll hold that space for you, but I'm going to do me and you're going to do you, and we're going to be together as a team. This isn't the time for codependency. And it almost looks like the male in this relationship, the person who embodies the male body, is more looking towards the female. She's looking towards healing, but we've got this immaturity here. And what this is about for the new moon energy is for you each to focus on self-fulfillment. You cannot make an offer of a cup of love that is not already full, filled by yourself. I'm not going to offer you 3/4 of a cup of wine, or 3/4 of a cup of coffee, or 3/4 of a cup of, or half a cup, or a quarter cup, and say, you complete me. Here, you fill the rest of the glass. No, that's not, you don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that once we're healed, okay? So focus on your own self-healing, self-fulfillment, okay? Action step to take. King of Swords in reverse. Again, a mental, verbal energy. Aquarius, okay? Clarified by Two of Cups. Okay, your cup of love. I'm offering a cup of love. This is a partnership of some sort. King of Swords, in this regard, is very controlling. So you may need to be less controlling of the other, right? If I'm not in control of myself, in order to get my needs met in partnership, I'm going to seek to control you. So this may be like, knock that off. Get control of yourself. Make choices that are right for you. Stop trying to control the other person. Get out of their lane. Or it may be, stop trying to control the other person and make a choice, maybe a difficult choice. To stand in your truth and stop being so diplomatic and wishy-washy and immature and, you know, kind of whatever it is you're going through. That it may be that you're trying to heal something, but what you're actually trying to heal is yourself, your own journey, and yet you're staying in a toxic relationship. So you figure that out for yourself. Like, this is a general reading. And the outcome is that you are standing in your truth. You are defending yourself. You don't have to be defensive, but you are able to stay up in your integrity and what is important to you and maintain that position. Okay. I can, let's see, let's get a clarifier. Why is it, and for me, if you've watched me before, 7 is all about potential. So we've got the 7 of Wands, which is like life force, passion, sexuality. Okay, yeah. So Justice card. So this is karmic. This is about you. Yeah. Okay. This is about you healing you. Okay. Whoever's watching this. You got the Fool energy. You got the Justice card at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So this is about balancing out karma. Could be a divorce. Could be a, divorce on the table. Could be like a legal issue, something like that. But for me, this is more kind of, we're balancing out past karma. Brand new beginning. A brand new start. We have the ability to have a brand new start. Well, what does that look like? Does that mean that we stay in relationship? Does that mean it's a brand new start, like the way we've been starting time and 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 time again? Or do we recognize what we came into each other's life to do, to heal, and then move on to a brand new start? Like, I don't know. We need to pull up and shine a light on everything that is hidden. And for whoever is watching this, that is for you to do on your own, right? The moon rules Cancer. You got so much moon stuff here. Something needs to be illuminated and dealt with before you're truly going to get, I think, what you really want for yourself. A truth may be coming to light soon, right, from God, or an enlightenment or an inspiration or a kind of aha moment that will help you. Let's see, what is a potential block here? So the potential block is that this could be a bittersweet situation. Bittersweet. I have no idea. Again, it's blue, so that is going to be air energy again. Bittersweet. Bittersweet. There's an inner strength here helping you to rise above circumstances and do the right thing. It is time to set aside your personal agenda for the good of the group. The person you are becoming is capable of more than you imagined. The passing of all things is inevitable. Whatever is happening may require release. The card could also represent unexpected news. Personal inquiry. Parents often make difficult decisions not supported by their children. Can I see the strength in the choices of others? Hidden blessings, celebration tempered by sadness, protecting someone, ability to honor others, and new horizons. Ability to honor others, I think, is really important here. It's what I mean by when I say stay in your own lane. You cannot expect someone else to do your work. And this is definitely about each person here doing their own work. And whatever it is that you want, you are good enough to receive it. You don't have to settle. You don't have to stay in cycles that are not ever resolving themselves. Don't rush through that process. And let's see, you got, so bottom of the deck, Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. Absolutely. Emotions are running high. So this thing that's coming up here with the eclipse and whatever this is going to seem sudden, even though you probably know it isn't sudden. You've been dealing with this for a while. Grasshopper Spirit, take a leap of faith. 30. So that's 3. All right. Grasshopper Spirit, 30. Right now, you are poised to jump into the next level of your life and move forward into something even better than you could have imagined. When Grasshopper Spirit appears, it is fortuitous time to take a leap into the unknown. For Grasshopper Spirit represents the innovative spirit that says, why not? And has faith. The same. Has faith in the powers of co-creation. You are being called to trust that this is the right time to go with that idea, relationship, or situation. Take risks, for abundance in all forms will show up for you. Wondrous things await when grasshopper spirit appears. You are not going to go backwards, so listen to your intuition rather than your fearful ego that resists any change and clings worriedly to what was. Luck is on your side. Jump up and forward with confidence, for spirit has so much in store for you if you only take that leap. Protection message. Is it hard for you to trust in good fortune because you have been hurt in the past when you took a risk? Staying earthbound does not offer the safety you seek, for that can be found only through trusting that spirit is always with you and wants the best for you. Your intuition is guidance from spirit, telling you to let go of your fears and leap into the abundance and good fortune awaiting you. Grasshopper spirit reminds you that the only way now is to jump forward. Can you be willing to trust the unknown, the great mystery that you can't fully understand? Even if you take the tiniest leap in consciousness to be willing, it's a beautiful beginning. Sure, every leap forward brings a new challenge, but you can handle it with spirit as your partner. Trusting that this new experience will only deepen your life with magic and meaning, take the leaps. Okay, dear Aquarius, be well. And, focus on, what is going to be fulfilling for you. Stay in your own lane, and you are absolutely 100% worthy of everything that you want in life. See you soon. Hi, Pisces. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. Pisces, I don't even know what to make of your cards, honestly. It looks like some of the other energy that's at play, most specifically maybe Mars. I think Mars is in Pisces or is coming up in Pisces. There's a lot of kind of Piscean, Neptunian, nebulous, can't quite see what's going on energy happening for all of us in the collective. And it's kind of, I'm like, what should I start this reading over? I'm like, I'll just go with it. And again, once I start actually reading the cards, sometimes the messages kind of start coming and making a little bit more sense. But right now, I'm just feeling like, wow, I hope I can do this, is what I'm saying. So the moon cards that came out were, the one that flew out was be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon. We're going to read about that, okay? Along with the bottom of the deck, surrender to the divine, which is the full moon. Surrender to the divine, and you have a surrender card here as well. So I think whatever's happening and whatever you can't see, or honestly, I just don't know. Just surrender to the divine. Let's see what be bold and make the first move is. Cardinal moon. Yeah. Cardinal moon. Cardinal. Now is the time to be bold, bossy even. Take matters into your own hands. Cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. They're determined and great at organizing. Drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all those things to get your ideal resolution or position in the situation that you're asking about. Yeah. It's kind of like you're juggling two things. We'll get to that in a second. This card may challenge you on how strongly you really want something. If you're worrying about a situation, it is a suggestion to be less passive. Instead, take an assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. Speak up for what you want. If you're serious about sorting things out, you may need to take the lead in some way to step up as a leader. Attuned to the moon, I am taking charge of my destiny. Additional meanings for this card: be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Avoid recklessness or moving too fast. Come into your power. The time for action is now. Ask Ganesha, the Hindu elephant god, for help. The teaching in astrology, there are... do I need to read this? No matter when you draw this card, it's a sign that something new is starting and you quite possibly need to take the lead on it. Okay, so sure, take the lead on it. It does look like you're juggling some kind of a decision in what to manifest. But I do think as well that because of the energies that are at play, you may want to, well, one, recognize that you may not know everything that you think you know, and or to 100% be above board in anything that you take action on. Stay in your highest level of integrity, and trust in you know, like the cycles of the moon, and you know, we're in an eclipse, a new moon, so we need to be setting intentions. Something new could start suddenly, and you may not have as much control over the choices that you think that you do. Okay, so why am I saying that? Okay, so you got the Death card. You got the Two of Pentacles in between. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like. Okay, so you can sort of see like the picture. With celebration, or for me, the Four of Wands is kind of like 11:11. It's a portal, it's a doorway, but it's definitely a celebration card, right? Creating stability. It's kind of marriage, right? So what's going on? Why is this guy in the middle? Why is he juggling back and forth between stability and letting something die? Or if it's the Scorpio card, this could be sex, drugs, and rock and roll type stuff. It makes me real uneasy that that you could be gambling on something that's very stable and beautiful, and but I don't know, and I don't think you know, right? It's kind of like, I don't know, like maybe there's something that's been in the works for you, that we could, I guess we could get a clarifier, that maybe you don't know, like, should I let this go, or should I, is it what I want? Is it enough? Or should we just, you know, should I put a ring on it? Should we go for it? I got, okay, so Nine of Wands, there's like some worry here maybe. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. So that's going to be opposite of you. So the King of Pentacles is kind of a leader, a very stable entrepreneur, businessman, someone that you can go to, and he kind of offers his advice. He's very grounded. Why would that be the clarifier here? Is this you? Is this what you want? Looks like a Capricorn. Do you want to be this guy? Or appear to be this guy? Anything else? Anything else we need to know about this situation? The Death card again. Scorpio. Death. Healing. Death card again. I'm just going to say you don't know. You can't decide what you want. You can't decide, I don't think, whether you want this stable version of you or what you want, or this sort of to cut off or let go, or end, maybe either end the stability, or maybe you have a choice to focus more on something that's just kind of a little bit more exciting and a little bit more naughty, if you will. I just don't know, Pisces. This is, I warned you. I don't know. So set your intentions. What'd you get? Page of Cups. Okay. I see this person as there's a young energy that's very in love with love. He sends the loving, flirty text messages and drops the little love notes here and there, and he whispers sweet nothings, and he's just kind of like in love with the idea of love and the playfulness of love and the romance. But there's nothing super stable, nothing even in the background. There's not even an island. There's not even a ship going by. There's not even a bird in the sky. There's nothing. Nothing. It really is just like the experience and the playfulness. I mean, again, I always say, like, look at that hat. I mean, come on. And it's like the fish and him are talking. It's sort of fantasy. It's Pisces. It's Pisces can be living up in the clouds a lot. There's lots of great things about Pisces, but they let's be fair. There's a lot of fantasy in that Piscean energy. So it's saying focus on the fantasy, focus on what you want, be intentional. You can get a clarifier if you want. Focus on the fantasy, focus on the playfulness. Maybe, yeah. All right, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get this reading. Okay. Why are we focusing? Page of Cups. Why is it setting intentions? Page of Cups here. What's this about? For Pisces. Yeah. Okay. Pisces, you got to be true to yourself and what you want. Okay. Yeah, you got to tell the truth. Are you kidding? Wow. So we got the King of Swords. So another king, clarifying, okay? He tells the truth. He's very practical. He is focused, intentional. He's a lover. He's balanced. He's Libra energy. He, he's a person that is in his integrity, and he can be in relationship, right? You got the Two of Pentacles again. Again, 3 cards coming out to clarify. So we're clarifying why focus on the romance, right? Because I think you want a relationship, you want to be fair, you want to be truthful, but for some reason you're not being. And you're kind of walking, you're trying to figure out how to walk this fine line, this balance, this, you know, tentative, tippy toe line. Maybe between truth and like the practicalities of being in a relationship and the fantasy, but I think you definitely want to be, you know, kind of feeling that you are in balance, on point, owning your self, moving into this traditionally is like moving into calmer waters, right? But you can see the caduceus there up on the wand, you know, the kundalini, and the healing aspect of the masculine and the feminine coming together. I think you want that, but it's almost like for some reason I don't know that you think you can have that. And so this reading is killing me. So in this position, I asked, so what is the action to take? And you got, you know, this guy, the seven of swords, which is traditionally like a deceptive energy. And I don't care who you're deceiving. You're either deceiving someone else or you're deceiving yourself. So why would that be the action step? Are you in a relationship that you feel that you need to escape? Are you in a situation that you feel that you need to escape? You know, why would Spirit want you to talk out of both sides of your mouth, right? Say one thing, do another. Okay. It could be that before you, okay, why am I going to say this, right? Look at how he's looking back. And he's tippy-toeing. Like, once again, we got a tippy-toer. It's kind of like he's running off with the swords, but he's looking back over his shoulder. And I think if Spirit is guiding you to do that, I think Spirit is asking you to be very, very clear, because what you are doing right now is the only thing that keeps coming, the word that keeps coming to me is like gambling. And you might want to have a second thought about that. Okay. I did because I was like, why would you have this card come out as what to do? The action step to take and being bold and making the first move. I mean, I don't know. I guess you could. I guess you could kind of tiptoe away and make the first move and, you know, engage in something less than truthful or authentic or in your integrity. And I guess you'll find out, you know, what the answer to all of that is. And maybe that's, you know, just kind of part of your journey and your growth to do that. I don't know. But we've got the Five of Swords. So I asked for clarifiers, and you got the Five of Swords and Ten of Pentacles. Right? Like, do you feel stuck? Do you feel unable to get out of a situation? Like, you know, so at some point, you know, some people do feel very stuck and trapped in like a marriage or maybe even a business partnership or something that you know, other people looking from the outside, they would see or say that that person has everything, but when you're inside it you know it's not satisfying, you know you're not happy, you know it's not fulfilling you, and yet for any number of reasons that I'm not going to get into, but any number of reasons, you're not happy. Your soul is crying for something else. Let's make sure that's your soul and not your ego or boredom, you know, something else that you could create. But, you know, maybe you do feel stuck. And so you're actually being, rather than being honest and expressing yourself and being truthful and being playful, maybe even with your current partner, you're looking and tiptoeing around, you know, at something else. I don't like getting the two death cards. That's really interesting. And I've got to tell you, I was shuffling. I got so freaking hot. I mean, I do get hot flashes, but it was like burning hot all back here and all up in my face, like shame, embarrassment. Like, what is this? I don't know. Except to say, you just better be clear. Potential outcome here is that you will move towards someone potentially. Okay, there's different scenarios here. This is a general reading. I have no idea who all is out there and what your signs are. A potential outcome is that you will move into owning your inner Queen of Wands and going back towards that thing that you've always wanted, that thing that you dreamt about in childhood, maybe even someone from your past, and that it will be very sexually charged, and you will move confidently in that direction. It could be that the person that you're moving towards is this person, is a fire sign, female or feminine energy. She's extremely confident, she's assertive, she's passionate, she's sexual, she's from your past, She's what you've dreamed of, and you will take a move in that direction. You may heal or start working with, in a more confident manner, your own inner child that has believed that, sorry, let's see, yeah, that has believed that, that you couldn't ask for more or want for more or leave an unsatisfactory situation, and so you've been kind of sneaking around, and it could be that you start working on that and healing that. I don't, there's too much in this whole thing that I don't know, and that has not been the case with all of the readings, honestly. So let's look at a potential block here. The bottom of the deck was a facade. So again, something is not being truthful, honest, seen, clear, something. But the card that came out was workaholic. So let's see. Here, let me show you. A couple of blueberries or something, I don't know, painting, workaholic. This is your possible block or obstacle. The earthy brown of creation mixes with inspirational violet. This card indicates one of the most powerful manifesting energies. Now you are very prolific. If what you are creating stalls, you may need to recharge. Know your limits. Brad Blueberry says, while I worked, there's lots of little stories in here. While I worked, my life happened. Okay. So this happens a lot, right? We create the family, we go to school, we get the job, we get the wife, the husband, the 2.5, the house, the cars, the kids, the dog. We work to pay for all of that. We stay busy. We take care of the wife, the house, the car, the dogs, the kids grow up, the kids move away, and suddenly I don't know my spouse. What are we supposed to do with each other now, right? So I wonder if that has anything to do with this. Do not wait for the right time. Whoops. Are you waiting to complete your career before you live your life? Busy work may be helping you hide from the real issues. Am I working too much and suffering from burnout? Is there something important that I'm avoiding doing? Key ideas: feeling of inadequacy, transformation indicated, not being fulfilled by work, heeding warnings, refreshing your mind to improve your work. Okay. So this could also, I guess, have something to do with work. The bottom of the deck here is Knight of Pentacles. So moving very slowly to build what you want. Okay. I'm not going to hurt my brain with this. I feel like one big message for you, maybe I'll need to look at Surrender to the Divine, is that just be you can be very, very playful, right? You've got embrace the in-between, the flamingo spirit. So you're in between two kind of places, two kind of worlds, if you will. There's then and there's the future, the now isn't even clear for you, right? So kind of play around with what your fantasies, play around with your kind of past life, your childhood dreams and things like that. But you got vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. Okay, so if there is something that needs to die or pass away, you can be grateful for the time that you had and what you were able to create and get from that. Whether it's a relationship or whether it's a career or whether it's a way that you lived your life. The vulture eats death and the vulture gains new life from that thing that is now dead, and it transmutes it back into its own life. So there's nothing wasted. Grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. And antelope spirit, life is speeding up. So I'm going to read vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. $63, which is a 9. Yeah, so you're getting kind of towards the end of something, almost to a 10. 63. What seems hideous has its own beauty, and the recycling and repurposing the vulture does is as important as any other activity in nature that supports the cycle of life. Vulture spirit's message is that nothing is to be wasted, for nature sees value in everything that exists. What seems rotten and ugly has the potential to be transmuted into something beneficial, and you are reminded that any suffering you have experienced has not gone to waste. Wisdom and understanding that arose from the experience are talismans that will serve you on your journey wherever you go. What is decaying is only changing form and will fertilize seeds you wish to plant. Okay. So maybe rather than kind of juggling, does this have like an all or nothing thing? Maybe rather than juggling, it has to be like the ending, right? Or I have to have this or I have to have that. Maybe it's time for you to go back to that more playful side and that more romantic side and that more childlike dreaming side, and think about how you can revitalize something that you already have so that it does recreate that sense of stability and happiness and joy, and passion towards what you want. What is decaying is only changing form and will fertilize seeds you wish to plant, turning that which has passed away into the substance that will support new growth. All that you might wish to deny or discard has value and can be repurposed and reintegrated into the new you that you are becoming and the new life that you are dreaming into being. No pain was in vain and no experience was wasted. For you have the power to use it to co-create something far better. This is the miracle in your partnership with Spirit. Protection message. Do you wish you could run away from your past or deny your mistakes? Not so fast, says Vulture Spirit. You have gained something valuable from the experience. Let your grief or anger move through you, and soon your emotions will transform. For you will come to see that you have learned and grown. The alchemy of transformation is a gift from Spirit, so never disown what embarrassed, disappointed, or shamed you. It will soon be a source of great wisdom and strength as you work with the magic that allows miracles to be created out of sadness and beauty to arise from ugliness. Vulture Spirit wants you to know that you embody beauty, and the alchemical transformation of the past is happening already. Hang in there. You are so loved, and so much beauty is waiting to come out of all of this. Well, there you go. I probably should have just read that. Okay, so I guess I kind of said it in the long-winded version. Please be very clear and careful on the decisions that you're making and whether they need to be an all or nothing kind of thing. And, you know, how you can transmute something that maybe is kind of has gone past its prime and needs to be repurposed or restored or renewed or reimagined. Okay, Pisces, be well. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye.